Heck, man. American pickers ain't got nothing on me, man. Hello, fellow junkers and other resellers around the world. Just having ourselves a little flea market out here. Thought today would go over. I'm gonna get up and go do this.
Do some walking around.
Yeah. I thought today would go over, and I'm probably gonna have to adjust this camera up some.
Do you want me to hold the camera?
No, you can. But you look so pretty there, Miss Kitty, with all them treasures.
Okay.
So I thought we'd. Some of this I showed on the other video. As far as the fishing reels, I didn't go in depth. But flip this whole thing.
That was
I thought we'd go over some of the difference, you know, because I'm always hauling out rusty gold, you know, and then you got the treasures, you know. So what I did is a little mix of rusty gold, some of the stuff that we've picked up out in the woods, we've picked up off old homesteads, everywhere, man. You know, rusty gold. You know, to me, to you, this might look like a rusty piece of crap, man. This is an old scooter. And it was out in the field under weeds and stuff, you know, and whether I find it, this one I wasn't using a metal detector. Sometimes we use metal detectors. Sometimes we just dig and, you know, in them old dumps. We're actually going to take you out and dig a couple of dumps and stuff. This channel, what we're trying to do is I am trying to create, or we are cold. Yeah, the sun just went down, man. We're probably going to get rainy. You might see a couple of hillbillies throwing tarps in just a second, just like at the flea markets.
Yeah.
But, what, is that beautiful? You put it back. Show that in a minute, hopefully, if it don't rain. But what I'm trying, or we're trying to create is, man, I've watched tons of, you know, junking shows or treasure hunting shows and all that. And I'll tell you, of all of the ones that I found, there's one on Netflix, a couple of friggin' good old boys that are running around. What's that one called? Western cowboy stuff. They actually come over to Idaho and stuff, you know, and they look for different stuff that we do, but a lot of the stuff they're doing is the same kind of stuff we do. It's the closest thing I've seen to what we do.
Right.
And what we're trying to create is, I want to create the show that I want to watch, and hopefully it's what you want to watch.
Right.
So let's go over some of this.
Rusty
Man, it's chilly. I should have put sleeves on. Man,
Yeah.
it's cooling down.
Yeah.
First, I'm going to show a few of these little things. Now, some of this, like I said, some of this came out of barns, some of it came out of fields, some of it came out of old homesteads, some of it came from the world's largest yard sale down there in Boise with Max and Debbie. Some of it came from, there's a couple of thrift store finds. You know, so I may mention it a little bit, may not, but I'm just going to go over a few of these things. Look at this old, man, this thing is old. All wood carved. Look at that old, it's an old oriental scene. Don't really know all that much about it. Haven't tried to research it yet, just got it. So that's, I thought that was pretty cool. And then I showed this, but I got a couple of fishing game, you know, got a Idaho fishing game belt buckle, Idaho fishing game patch. Got another Idaho bow hunter, so now I'm going fast because it's kind of chilly. Got a Idaho State bow, I just felt the drop.
You too?
Yep, Idaho State bow hunters. Let's go over the rusty gold like this here. This ain't rusty. Definitely a treasure, especially when you find this. And actually my kids did. They were driving by and they looked up the hillside up in the woods and they see, you know, something sticking out like this. So they climb up the mountainside, and this was up there and great for planting trees and stuff like that, and it ended up getting left behind.
I'm going to help.
All right.
So we can move along a little quicker.
You know what you can help? You can go grab my green sleeve shirt. It's some chili. This.
Is it like this?
Yes. This, look at this. It's an old handmade. You can see where it's, can't really see all that great, but where it's welded together on this old wheel. You know, and this was actually laying out on the backside of an old barn. Somebody had welded this together, man. It's just like a little hand plow. You might either hand me that or picking that camera up to show stuff. Or are you going to take it? Maybe I need to span out. See, video ain't turning out quite like we were hoping, man. It is dropping tips. Then we got, this was pretty cool. Miss Kitty found this. This was actually in an old junk shop. Look at this thing, man. When I reached up to grab it, I thought it was going to be like a plastic. Man, this is a cloth, man, genuine fanny pack. Fanny packs making a comeback, man. Yeah. Here's an old shovel. This was laying out in the weeds. And the handle's still good. You know, this, man, you're kind of rushing me now. This old leather bag, actually, in our video on the Idaho Hillbilly, when we were out there at the world's largest flea market, this old handmade leather bag, and you hear pretty much the whole time I'm buying this thing. Man, I ended up getting this for $10 as a smoking old bag that I may use for my own junkin pleasure. That I can feel the drops. You?
Yeah, that's right. I was kind of moving.
Let me show this. This right here came out of an old barber shop. It's an old barber shop, you know, and old Max seen it, and he thought that that somebody had cut off, you know, the big hall tree. But it's actually, this is made like this with the brackets and everything, and came out of an old barber shop. I started taking some of
Yeah,
this
that's what I was
in,
doing.
yeah.
I'm making
What
the
else is
handles
there?
have.
You can see the old trunk that's actually at the beginning of this video's back here. Stuff like this, you know, we'll use around here, but this is an old galvanized. Look, it's got bullet holes in it. Found this at one of the old dumps. Same with this. It's got rust holes in the bottom, which make great planters. And if you're doing, especially us, when we're doing yard sales, flea markets, and stuff like that, that kind of stuff, when you take to the old flea markets, man, I sell the crap out of all that kind of stuff. And the old farm implements, you know, stuff like this. That's the kind of stuff, obviously, you don't sell that. You can put it on Craigslist or Marketplace and stuff like that and sell it. I have sold, you know, the big trailer, tractor equipment and stuff over the years. I've sold tons of that kind of stuff and old plows and all that, those things. And you can sell a lot of those. You can show those.
Yeah, I'm going to show these so I can take them inside before it starts raining. It's a really neat set of coasters, golf. You can see the sand trap, and at the top there you can see a little white ball just kind of stuck up in there. But they're made to be little puzzle games to get the, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it on camera, but to get that ball into the hole. Yep, solid brass on the back. Really neat old set of 8.
Oh, let's show this. So you take this. I don't want this.
Okay, yeah.
This is one thing I wanted to show that Debbie and Max, when they were down here, at the end they had us some boxes. They got Kai some treats and
Yeah.
got us some books and a
some
bunch
treats.
and got us some treats, man, some nuts and some saltwater taffy and some stuff. And
Parmesan
I was
chips.
bummed we didn't have that on video. And this is one of the things they brought me. This is mine. Look at that, man. It's Bigfoot looking for a tree, behind a tree. And then you seen us find this, and I wanted to throw myself on the ground. My Cajun recipe thing. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I will keep it forever.
Okay,
Get
I
that
got it.
in. Okay. And then back to Rusty Gold. Here's some more stuff that we've found. You know, either dig it up or in old barns and everything. Look at that old frog gig or fish gig. Man, topper. That'll be on. But that's pretty cool. That was a good find. And then this old wall mount hook. You know, however you want to mount it. Love that old stuff. Now that's Rusty Gold, genuine Rusty Gold right there in my book. And then this is this was an old barn. See, I'll end up using this, but it's an old metal. Goes on your belt for your worms fishing. That's pretty cool.
You want to show?
Yes, this. And then we've got this old rangefinder thing. I actually found this at a little junk shop when Max and Debbie were with us. It's a little hunting rangefinder, so you can, you know, for shooting or, you know, getting your range on that stuff. So that was pretty cool. Good one. Sorry we have to rush like this, man. It was all set up. We thought we were golden. Oh yeah, let's get this inside. Geiger counter that I'm going to take up to an old buddy's and test it before we list it. Nice with the book and the earpiece. Other thing is
Those boxes, the real
these
boxes.
Man, and here we go again. I think I might go over these fishing reels. I don't want these boxes getting wet, but I was going to go over these and talk about how I can go over real quick while I'm boxing them. What I do is I go over these, make sure, first of all, I pull the line, and it's a real pain in the butt. But I pull the line. I'm actually, for years, have said I was going to make me a deal, you know, on a drill that I could just hook up, or a little spool that would, you know, de-line them for me, because it takes a lot of time. This kitty, every time I get one with fishing line, she's like, "Urgh." But we go through, we take all the line off, and then I go through, and especially like the spinning reels, you can take these.
Yes.
Sorry, I have to rush. I was so bummed now. We were planning on taking our time with this. Like the old spinning reels, I'll strip off all this line here, And then depending on how smooth, if everything, you know, clean it all up, obviously. Clean it up. This is a nice one. Then take the covers off, get in there and put some real oil, you know, inside here. Or some old grease, you know, on the gearing and stuff like that. And then get them where they're smooth running and everything like that. Especially the old reels. And before you spend a lot of time on it, you obviously want to research them to make sure, you know, this is an old pin reel, so not guaranteed, but I'm thinking this is probably a pretty valuable reel, you know. But you want to check what your here comes the rain, man. You want to check what you're doing before you spend a lot of time on it. Those patches, show them patches. Anything I can get. I ain't trying to be bossy.
No, it's all good. These are really neat old vintage patches. This one here is Council Ski Club, Council, Idaho.
Yeah, that's pretty. Did you see that one?
Yeah,
Oh,
you showed it to me. Yep.
Well,
Show these real quick. Mercury outboard, Excalibur, Banjo. Looks like these are all fishing ones.
That's all fishing ones. Those would have been on
and Mega Bass.
On your vests or stuff, especially if you're fishing tournaments and stuff like that. Look at this old thing. Miss Kitty scored this. I don't know how well you can see it, but it's actually a bear with a salmon eating a salmon or talking to him. Maybe he's just giving him a kiss.
Yeah.
There's that. And then this cute little thing. Actually, it's a 1975. She's gonna look it up. The main reason we got it is because look at the little mushroom. And it's the little squirrels or rabbits. Squirrels. Little squirrels with a mushroom. So that'll go on Miss Kitty's shelf just in case. Here's I just pulled this. This is funny because it came out of, what was in that bag? There was a bag of stuff that I got and it was for something else and there was some other stuff in it. But look at this. This is an little abalone knife they made. That was what Miss Kitty was over there trying to steal. Yeah. So this might be the only time either one of us ever see this.
Mine.
Yep. And then a little burl toothpick holder. Pretty cute. Take that.
Okay.
I think the rest of it we can get. It's not going to get wet. I got these. Got these. This is pretty cool. I actually listed this morning. I've had it for a little bit. This actually came out of an old barn. It was up underneath a bench. But it's an old Dunlap screwdriver for them hard to reach places. It's a little ratchet one, you know, so you can switch the ratchet and you can get in those little tight places and tighten up or untighten screws, flathead screws. Then this is actually an Architect's, nice little tape. And it goes in, it's a 5-footer and it does 1/4 inch and 1/2 inch scales, so that's pretty cool. And then this is the nicest. Which actually I ended up putting it on because I couldn't believe the value of it. But man, this is a spark plug gapper. Man, nicest spark plug gapper I've ever seen. It's called a Better Dash B1 is the company that makes it, man. Nice spark plug gapper. In our pockets right here. Oh, this is pretty awesome. This is rusty, kind of rusty gold, but old cast iron. Look at the size of this thing. Old door knocker. Is that cool or what, man? Miss Kitty found that one.
Yes, I did. What else needs to be shown?
Well, everything but the fishing reels with rusty gold. Those we can show them.
Yeah, we've done this. This little case. In each one of the little slots, this one here was actually my favorite. Little stones prepared. It's got, I'll pull my fingers out a little ring, but this one has got almost a peacock, purples and blues.
Is that the one that we don't haven't identified?
Yeah.
The rest of them look like Idaho stones.
Yeah,
all
they
ready
do.
For necklaces.
Yeah, and that one could be an Idaho stone. And then we also found a in there just a black onyx sterling silver ring.
That was a little junk shop.
And this one here is pretty cool. It's a scarab. Yeah, carved stone, but in a scarab
with sterling,
with hieroglyphics on the back. Yeah, sterling silver.
Pretty cool. We got a little BASS keychain, a little Berkeley Tri-Lean fishing line belt buckle, brass, little Fenwick fishing, kind of like my Eagle Claws Fenwick. Fishing, I got somebody's coming in here, man. Oh no! Oh, now it's antique.
It's distressed.
And then, check this out, man. We got this out of a deal. I ain't putting this is mine. But somebody did a cutout of Idaho. Pretty dang cool steel. And then this was pretty cool too. This Idaho Youth Ranch was a place that helps the kids and stuff. And then they actually have a chain of awesome, well, they start putting stuff online. Things fluctuate in there for pricing, but it's a great thrift stores. Idaho thrift stores.
This is an old cast iron toy stove. Price of these fluctuates. The market goes up and down. Right now this brand is mediocre, but it's got a nice handful of little small toys that go along with it. I might look it up and see if maybe I should piece it out.
Oh, I like the little shovel. I didn't see the little shovel.
Yeah, it's a little cool shovel. Yeah.
Sweet. That was awesome. Yeah. My great grandma had one of those on her. I always wanted to light a little fire, the little stove pops.
Yeah, there's no fire.
I can make that. Then I thought this was pretty cool. It says McCall, Idaho. A horse with a hiker mug. You know, just being, we're really into any of the Idaho stuff. We're pretty into this. Came off an old cabin, old copper porch light, and a pretty nice one. Pretty nice. And then it got this kicked out, came out of an old dump and stuff. I actually got a test to see if it's silver. It might be sterling silver. Silver, whatever. And then got this, and this I actually traded for grandkids. Actually, I've had this around here for a while. It's been leaning over it. I thought I'd show it, but it's an old saw blade from one of the old Idaho mills, you know, and they made a fire ring around it, which I thought, whoo, that's awesome. So we had it out here, was using it and stuff, and then TNT was born, and then he started walking, and then one day he was walking around the fire pit, and I thought, wow, that's not a very good fire pit to have grandkids around, so now it's put up till they get older.
Yeah.
So that,
Well, you show everything else?
Yep, show pretty much everything else. There's that. I'll bring the other one. Showed that. Alright, man, that's what I did. I had these great plans for this. And this isn't the kind of video that I wanted to make that I would want to watch. But I would watch this one because there was some good stuff. So, I guess that's about it for this video. It's a lot shorter than I thought. I wanted to go in depth on the fishing reels. Like I said, if you're going to spend any time on anything, you know, anything you get that you're going to clean up, you want to make work, you want to oil up and stuff like that, is make sure you research it before you spend a lot of time. Find out there's a zillion of them, you know, on eBay. And then the other one I wanted to touch base on was the, you know, the rusty gold and the big stuff. Man, we haul a lot of big stuff in here, and you want to make sure. Oh, I didn't even think about the camera getting wet. So you want to make sure that, you know, the big stuff you can still sell at the flea markets, a yard sale, or, you know, up here we still use bulletin boards a lot. I just sold a couple of things a couple days ago off the bulletin board. That's about it, man. So please remember to like, subscribe, and share, and helps keep the lights on, the home fires burning, and good Lord willing, and the creeks don't rise.
We will be back again. You will see us when you see us.
Yeah, you'll see us when you see us. See ya!